sweet friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylene Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, this year I am teaching kindergarten and first grade. This is going to be vlog number 5, so make sure you catch up using the playlist above. Last week I just filmed a single day because I talked a lot about my center rotations and introducing alphabet boot camp, and I did not film anything else for the rest of the week. This week is going to be kind of the opposite. I'm going to be filming some lifestyle content in here as well. I will go ahead and show you my little cookie butter latte because today is Cookie Butter Monday, and yeah, so this is how I do it. I basically just add in cookie butter into my little espresso cup. The espresso pours on top of it. It's nice and hot. It melts the cookie butter. Sometimes I add in like a little bit of vanilla syrup, but then I just make my latte the normal way, and bam, cookie butter latte. So happy Cookie Butter Latte Monday. I do have a little bit to catch you up on from last week. I'm not going to get too in depth, but we did this beautiful fall art. I'll show you behind me what it kind of looks like. Oh my gosh, it brings me so much joy. We also made little coffee flower leaves. So basically they just colored a coffee filter with, did I say coffee flower? They colored a coffee filter with red, orange, and yellow marker, and then we sprayed them and wet them, and then they used a stencil to trace their leaf. And one thing I love about my kids is that I stress all the time, does it have to be perfect? No, doesn't have to be perfect. And one of my kids was cutting out their leaf and they were like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I was like, nope, you're right. And guess what? Leaves aren't perfect either. Sometimes they're broken. So this is what it looks like, and I think it came out super cute. Also, while I'm over here, I did get fine motor bins ready, so we're gonna start those this morning. I'm gonna have to guide my kids a little bit more. I actually have kind of a lot to do this morning. I left myself a few extra things to do because I did not feel like staying on Friday. Really quickly, my top is just Shein. It's one of those like ruffly tops. So nothing fancy there. Some ice cube trays for one of my fine motor options. I did a couple things at home, mostly for alphabet stuff, some sight word stuff. And I have a big list of things that I need to print this morning. I kind of came up with a little behavior resource for one of my students who really needs it. I really only have one who like really needs some kind of chart, so I'm gonna laminate this. And if you saw last year my schedule buddy, it's kind of like that. I'm just not using the tokens because they kind of got lost last year, and I just want it to be simpler, more simple this year. So I put a little image for each part of our day, and what I'm planning on doing is setting a goal with my students. So our goal is going to be like, keep your hands to yourself, and if they're able to keep their hands to themselves during free choice in the morning, during the read aloud in the morning, during snack and recess, then they'll get a little star. So we'll come up with a goal. So I think today, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 sections on here. So I think I might just set a goal today to get, we'll say 5 stars. We'll see. And then I came up with a little kind of like behavior chart of like how I want to handle his behavior, and I also have an Aiden here, so it'll be nice because we can be kind of on the same page about it. So I made those 2 things, so I'm gonna get those laminated this morning. We have counseling this morning, so we don't have our normal read aloud time, but this week's read aloud is going to be the good egg. So I printed some of our little cards for our anchor chart, and I can work on that today after school. From Target I got some of this Aeroplay, just this little like memory foam stuff. I'm gonna put it in word work, not this week probably. And I brought a lunch today, so I'm really proud of myself. It's after school on Monday. Today was a minimum day, so I actually was hoping to get to a little bit of math, but I didn't because I totally forgot to do coupons on Friday with my kids, and I promised them that I would make sure that they got their coupons. So all week long my kids are earning dojo points. I use dojo mostly as a positive reinforcer, negative sometimes, but it's mostly just a positive reinforcer. So I will show you really quickly right here the skills that I use for my kids. I give them points for all week long, and at the end of the week they can use their points for coupons. If you want to learn more about how I use Clash Dojo, you can click this link up here. I have a whole video on Clash Dojo and how I use it, but I didn't get to it on Friday, so I did it today, and it was really nice because we had an amazing day, and I was like, you know what, I don't know if it's just a Monday thing and they're super fresh, but I really hope we can carry this throughout the week, and especially today during centers because that's kind of our new thing. They did a great job, and I was like, and I praised them and praised them and praised them. And I said, this is what centers should look like every single day. I am so proud of you. They did earn a smart cookie, and they know that when their jar is full of cookies, they're gonna get a reward. I do have a nicer jar on the way. I think I've already shared it on the vlog, but that's working just fine for now, and they're really excited to fill the jar up. They're really excited when they get a cookie, and anytime they've not gotten a cookie, we've always talked about why. But today they did a really, really good job. Something that was really successful with my first graders was, and I am a little bit behind on our sight words, honestly just been a crazy start to the year, so we're still finishing Smart Start in Wonders, which is basically a review of kindergarten sight words. So this is the paper that I gave them, and I just picked a couple of sight words that most of them still needed some extra work with, and literally all we did was map out these sight words in practice because it's good practice for them. But every single week with their list of sight words, we'll do this on Monday, and then I put it in their bee binder, so in the very back of their bee binder, and then they can have it at home and review it, and it'll have all our little spelling tricks. But I'll just insert a picture of what it looks like completed, and we basically just mapped out the words, wrote the words, and then clapped the syllables. And then for kindergarten's literacy lesson today, we did the letter S. So I had another mystery letter for them in our mystery letter box, and here's a little sneak peek at some of the pictures. So all pictures that start with the letter S. So we went through, we talked about the pictures, and I explained my whole process for this in the last vlog. The only thing I did differently is today they came up and practiced writing the letter S up here instead of just coming up with more words. So we practiced hook, snake around, how they write it. This one's mine, but that went really well. And then for their letter detective parts, this is what they did. So I let them pick any picture they wanted to do, and if it started with a S sound, if it started with an S, they circled it, and if it did not, they X'd it out, and they did a great job with this. They loved it. And then we did a go noodle. And I'm covering up pictures over here because all of my students are in their groups. And we started on centers, and this went, when I tell you it went so well, it went so well. So well. So my fiddle leaves went to writing, my willows went to computers, my sycamores went to word work, and my sequoias went to library. Word work is over here at this table, and whenever they go to word work, they work on their center folder first. And then writing is over here, and whenever they work on writing, they do their center folder first. Here's an example of what kinders are working on right now. So letter detectives for the letter S, and then they'll do T later in the week, and then color all the pictures that start with the S sound, which they are successful at, which is good. Some of my higher first graders are working on this, where they have to build a word. I gave this student 2 sheets because they work really quickly and they like it, and it's all things that they need to practice. These 2 things are from Miss Giraffe. And here's another example, and this is beginning of the year first grade that they really should be able to do honestly by themselves. I am having to support them a little bit more than I have before, but that's okay. But yeah, my students were really successful today, and I made sure to tell them that. I even pulled, I think I pulled 4 groups of students. I'll have to double check, but I only pulled them for about 5 minutes. So just super quick, come to my table, practice this skill, and then go back just to practice the routine of it. But they did such a good job, and I'm so proud of them, and I hope the rest of the week looks like this too. I'm gonna take you home with me this week, so John and I are going to work out. Actually, before I go, I forgot to tell you, the student that I was using this little star chart with, this worked so well today. So I ended up setting a goal with him of getting 5 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he met his goal just in time. I wasn't really sure more towards the end of the day, but this was actually really nice because I could see those patterns. And then after school with his parent that came and picked him up, I talked to them and I was like, this is what I'm noticing, and she was like, yes, that makes sense because of his sensory issues. So this was really helpful today, and I told the student at the end of the day that I am so proud of him for meeting his goal. I'm so proud of himself that he was able to keep his hands to himself for most of the day, and you should have seen, I wish you could have seen his face. He genuinely had so much pride because he was able to do this today. So I am so glad that I am doing this right now. Will it work forever? Nope, probably not, but that's okay. It's working for right now. I had a student last year who I was constantly having to switch the ways that I worked with him and the ways that I handled his behavior, and if it's working, it's working, and if it's not, we'll change it. But today again was successful. So okay, wasn't planning on doing an unboxing, but got some packages, so let's do it. This first one I'm excited about because this is what I was telling you about at school. So cute. Aw, wait, that's so sweet. Okay, so I ordered this little jar from Textures by Maria, is her Etsy shop. And she did give me a discount code for you guys. It's Maylene15 if you want to. But I ordered this little reward jar, and she normally sends it with these little stars. And I was like, hey, do you think we could do cookies? Because I like to do smart cookies with my class. And she made these for me. And she sells it now on her website. So these are the little smart cookies. And then when our jar is full, students will get a reward. She put smart cookies on this one. But she sent me another little jar, and she sent me the stars too, so I could use that if I want. I love that. They come with these little frames, and I'll show you it all set up in my classroom tomorrow. And then it's so sweet, she also sent over a little lanyard, and it's like a little pencil. That's really sweet. So if you check out her shop, it is Textures by Maria, and she's on Etsy. I'll link her below. Really, really excited, and I've been hyping this up with my kids. So yeah, this is amazing. So this month I just ordered some more protein bars, and I forgot that I ordered a new flavor. So this is a new flavor for me. It's blueberry cobbler, and I really like the blueberry muffin protein, so that's why I got this, because I'm like, it has to be good. And then I reordered the s'mores bars, and they always come with some samples. So I got BCAAs. Ooh, I don't think I've had this flavor, strawberry kiwi. Greens and reds, which I'm not really a fan of. Peanut butter and chocolate protein, and coconut ice cream protein, which honestly, maybe I should try this. And it always comes with a little handwritten note. This is from Kathleen. She sent us the cool bean. I love this series. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Her Instagram is that fine art chick. She said she's a first grade teacher. And she's also using my PowerPoint template, which is really cool. Thank you so much, Kathleen. I cannot wait. We're actually reading The Good Egg soon. So they'll be introduced to the series and this author, which will create even more excitement for this book. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. This was an awesome surprise. Okay, it is 4:17. We're about to work out. John's got his pumpkin shirt on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Lift for Week 7. Chest and back. Ready? No. Ready? No. Dumbbells firmly set. Chest is always at the pace right now. It's all about what it's all about. And it's an exercise to set your body. And your last big walk through it. And it's all
Workout's done. I forgot to start my Apple Watch, which is always so sad. John is gonna order Buffalo Wild Wings whenever we watch Bachelor tonight. Okay, John is ordering B-dubs. Tesla's eating her dinner, and I realized I have been neglecting my plants, so I have to water them. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to do it because they're all pretty much on the same watering schedule because I'm dumb. This is what I like to feed my plants. It is Schultz, and you use this every time you water, and then you fertilize like every 2 weeks in the summer or the growing season. But this is what I use, so let's water some plants. So I found my glasses that I like to wear at night, so that's exciting. I watered most of my small plants. I'm too tired to water the big ones, and it's better to water them. Really, it's better to water your plants in the morning anyway, because in like the sunlight, they're not just sitting in like you know, overnight, I was on the verge of killing some of my plants. So I do want to show you really quickly. I've mentioned it so many times before, but I feel like it's helpful to mention it in a video. I'm going to show you the app Planta that I like to use to keep track of my plants. Granted, have I been checking it? No, and you will see that here. It's been a little while since I've watered my plants. It's okay. We've been busy and they're fine-ish, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So I'll start screen recording now. So I watered the one in the bathroom, the one that's in my bedroom. This is a propagation, so I'll just say that I watered it. I watered that, I watered that, I watered that one. This one's in my classroom, I did that. I watered the one in my classroom the other day. I watered this one in my classroom the other day. And I watered this one, this little cute little peperomia pot right there. I want to show you, I have a baby from that plant. I'll show you in just a sec. I feel like my prayer plant is used to being neglected at this point. Haven't watered her, I know, in a month. I watered this, I watered this. Okay, so I've watered most of these that needed it. So here's the main screen. You can see all the plants that I have in here, and it's organized by where they are in my home, except the ones in my classroom. I need to do updated photos and put them in my classroom. But for example, this one in my kitchen, here's a picture of what it looked like. I literally just took a clipping from this plant. Hold on. I took a clipping from this plant, and would you like to see her baby? Okay, so I just took one little leaf, and I honestly was not expecting this to give me anything, because like the ends were like kind of, it almost looked like the stem was like fraying. Like, it did not look good, but I changed the water weekly and just kept it in my windowsill, and look, do you see that? Do you see all those babies? I didn't know if this would be easy to propagate or not, but look how cute. I'm so excited. Honestly, I could put it in soil. The roots are good enough, but I'm gonna let it keep growing for a little bit because I feel like water propagations are so easy, and I'm just gonna let those babies get a little bit bigger before I move this into soil. The funny thing is, when I said on my Instagram stories, what would you like to see in this week's vlog? Most of you guys said meals and cooking, and we have B-dubs. A pro tip from someone who used to work at B-dubs, me: put desert heat on your fries. Let's do it. It's so good. Once you start doing it, you'll never stop doing it. Scared? Be gentle.
I'm good. Like, I'm not.
Good morning. Last you saw, we were watching The Bachelor in Paradise. It is Tuesday, 7:17 in the morning. I have a couple of things I need to do. We did not finish catching up on Bachelor in Paradise, so not going to share my thoughts yet, but interesting, very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and hang up my new smart cookies. Honestly, it's so cute. I'm so excited. I'm thinking I'm gonna do command. No, I think I would need to do magnets though, because to take the cookies out, I'd have to dump it. So I'm gonna need to do magnets. So I'll figure that out, and then I have to prep my anchor chart for our good egg read aloud today. I have these strips. Okay, this is what it looks like. Super cute. I feel like I need like a little like magnetic container to like put the cookies in. I can just add them in like that. Make sure I'm good to go for the day. The last thing you saw, I was putting out fine motor bends. Today did not go the way I planned, and it's honestly too much to sit here and talk to you about, and I don't feel like I'm in a good headspace to do that. But today was a really hard day. I might film some when I get home, I'm not sure, but if not, I'll see you tomorrow. And some days that's just how it goes, and it's certainly not the right thing to do to come on here and share all that. So I'm just gonna let you know today was not a good day. Mentally, I'm exhausted, and I'm really hoping tomorrow is good. Okay, I decided to come back on. It's 7:36. I'm just now starting dinner. John ran to the store because I do want to bake cookies, and I realized I ran out of my chocolate chips, so he's going to get more chocolate chips. I'm making a Cajun pasta tonight. It's literally almost 8 o'clock. I don't even care. So let's get cooking. I've got a pot heating up. I'm probably gonna just do a little time lapse and then tell you about it in a minute, okay? Okay. Totally forgot onions. Gonna do that. This 100% should have already been in there, but it's fine. Okay, chicken is mostly done at this point. Could I have cut it raw? Yes. Did I feel like doing that? No. I'm gonna pull it out and chop it, let these onions cook a little bit more, and then I'm going to add in some fire roasted tomatoes, a couple more seasonings, some half and half, and let it cook, a little bit of water. Does it?
Reminds me of my childhood.
Oh my gosh, really? That's so nice. Okay, we don't have any chicken broth. I don't know if you heard it when John walked in, but he came in and brought in the chocolate chips and the things that I needed for cookies, which I decided I'm gonna cook cookies tomorrow because I'm like feeling better and I really don't want to stay up till like midnight making cookies tonight. But when he came in the door, he was like, reminds me of my childhood, and I'm like, by the way, I cook for him all the time. In the pasta, I'm just doing penne. Normally I would add in chicken broth, but I didn't have chicken broth, so I just put in water and added a little bit of extra seasoning. We also didn't have thyme. Normally it'd be oregano and thyme and paprika, but I just made up for it with a bunch of extra Cajun seasoning, so that's what we're gonna go for. And also normally I would put the chicken in at this point, but we're making a lot of it and there wasn't any room yet, so I'm gonna let the pasta cook and then I'm gonna add the chicken in more towards the end when I add in a little bit of cream and just kind of let it sit together and get those flavors mixing wonderfully. Alright, we're done. I feel like this was the most like lazy thing I've ever made with you guys because normally we grate all of our cheese and normally we have like all the fresh stuff that we put in it, and tonight it was just let's make dinner. So Cajun pasta. Oh, I also added in some chipotles at the end there because I don't know if you know this, but I'm addicted to chipotles, so there's nothing like classic about this. It's literally just what did I want to eat. Really good. I'll try to type out a little bit more what I did in the description box. I didn't measure, as you saw. I kind of
Never does.
never do, never measure, but that's okay. So just put as much as you think is right. And if it's not right, you can add more. That's what I always do. But it came out really good. Okay, so I'm really bad at falling asleep during Bachelor. Who's your favorite so far?
You already know.
Demi. He likes Demi because she's ruthless.
She's a boss.
Does anyone want to know what I think? No.
Good. Thank you, though.
No, you're fine. Thank you.
When I fell asleep the other night, John had already saw that scene, so he prepared me that it was gonna be funny. Hello, it's Wednesday after school, September 15th. Today was dot day. That was fun. I had a really good day, and I knew coming in I was gonna have a good day, and it was a good day. And I feel like my kids were really successful. We had fun with dot day, so yeah, I'm in a really good mood. So for dot day, that was pretty much what we started with. Here's the book. The Dot. So September 15th, National Dot Day. If you're watching this, it's already too late, but you could always say it was Dot Day, even if it wasn't. This was donated to our classroom by Michelle, so thank you so much, Michelle. And this is one of Peter H. Reynolds' books, and if you've seen his books before, They're very simple books that kind of leave you feeling empowered in some way, shape, or form. So in this book, Vashti, the little girl, feels like she can't draw. She puts just a single dot on the paper. Her teacher's like, oh, marvelous. She frames it, inspires Vashti to be an artist, and she makes art with dots. And then at the end, Vashti inspires another little boy to go and do the same thing. So I love this book. It's precious. What I did today, though, is I used the app Novel Effect. This video is not sponsored. I did just do a sponsored Instagram post, and you can enter to win a free yearly membership with them. So if it's something you're interested in, make sure you head on over to my Instagram and enter the post that has a picture of me holding up the dot, smiling, and you can win a free yearly membership. I'm gonna give you a little demo right now just so you can see. I kind of did this secretly, so my kids did not know. I just told them, oh, this is a magical book, and then I began reading. So on my iPad so that you can hear it, because I don't think you can hear it from my phone. What I did was I airplayed it to my computer. So we're gonna get it started. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Do you hear? It can sense what you're reading, and then you can also stop and ask questions, and it knows you're not reading the book. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. Okay, I'm not sure what parts I'm gonna put in, but hopefully you could hear that, and hopefully you thought it was as cool as I do. My kids' jaws were like down here. They couldn't figure out how it was happening, and then they figured out it was coming from the speaker, and then at the end I told them that I had sound effects through the app Novel Effect, and we have a couple more books in our classroom that have sound effects too. They begged me to read another book, and I told them at the end of the day if we had time we would. And I totally forgot. I feel terrible, but I'm sure they're gonna remember first thing tomorrow morning. We made some simple dot art. I would have loved to pull out the watercolors because that's what Vashti does in the book she paints, but my class is just not ready for it yet. Maybe next month we will brave watercolors. And I love watercolors, they're my favorite, but knowing my class, probably better that I did not try to bring that out today. Yesterday I obviously didn't vlog much, and there were so many factors that played into that, but their center time was terrible. They did such a poor job, and we had a conversation about it. We stopped, we came back to them. It just wasn't working, and so today they were working in their centers the whole time. They kept their voice level low. I have my little my voice level light up here, and you can't see it, but it's blue right now. I'm trying to show you the like whisper color. And then right down here are the little smart cookies, and they earned one today. Kind of nice that my voice light is like right above the smart cookies, because when I'm like, what color is my light, they see the smart cookies too. But yeah, they did a really, really good job, and I made sure to let them know that they did a really, really good job, and they earned a cookie, and they were so excited about it. And I was really proud of them, and I started finally pulling actual small groups. And I've mentioned this before, but I am a part of the Reading Simplified Academy. I know it's annoying that I say it, but I have to say it in case you guys haven't heard it before or you're new. But I'm part of the Reading Simplified Academy, which is a paid membership. I pay like $30 a month to be in it. And we did an activity today called Switch It, and my kids have learned S-A-M-N-T. And so I started doing the Switch It game that's in the Reading Simplified Academy, and I'm not going to get into too much detail with it, but I basically had them work with the letters M-A-S-T, and then I added in P, and you make different words and you swap out different letters for different words. So first we make sat, and then we change sat to mat, and then you change mat to map. Just changing one letter each time, but it's really helping them with the one-to-one correspondence, the alphabetic principle, going through and segmenting words, just so many skills that you can cover in literally 5 minutes of time. And so I did that with 2 of my groups today, and that was really, really successful. I had students sounding out these words and they still can't even write their name. So I feel like that's pretty impressive. Honestly, the day flew by. We did math. That was good, and then it was the end of the day, and then we went home. I think the most exciting things we did today was read the dot using the app Novel Effect and small groups. So yeah, kind of short. Don't know what I'm doing when I get home. Today's a rest day, so I do know that. You know what I'm doing? I'm making cookies. Let's do that. First, we're gonna make dinner, and by we, I mean mostly Joe. Okay, this is what we're eating. So this is the steak that he cooked up, and onions and peppers and broccoli, and these are the tortillas that we're eating. Normally we eat this with yellow rice. But I didn't realize this is what we were having for dinner tonight, so I didn't make any. And then we also have some cheese. So we ate dinner, John went to work, I fell asleep on the couch. It's now 8:45 and I'm still gonna make cookies because I really wanted to do that. Apparently my body needed a little cat nap. You know how your body just knows when you're tired, especially teachers at the beginning of the year. I'm still experiencing that. I'm really excited to make cookies. I'm probably not gonna film a step-by-step because I've already done this before. You can watch that video up here of how I make cookies, get my recipe in the description box, but yeah, we're just gonna do it. Good morning, it's Thursday, it's 7:24. I only have one thing to do this morning. Today we're doing our retail craft for the Good Egg. So I'm going to make my egg and put it on our anchor chart, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. I set up my PowerPoint for today last night. Normally that's something I like to do for the whole week, so after I do my plans on Thursday, usually on Friday I'll go through and I'll put my PowerPoint together, but I'm just not that far ahead yet, so maybe next week. That's what we're hoping for next week, but yeah, I'm really excited for the day. I went ahead and typed up my standards that we are working on right now, so if you've seen my channel before or seen my Instagram, I usually have my standards posted on the wall, but that wasn't like a super high priority for me right now. I was just trying to get my life together. So these are just standards left over from last year. They're not what we're working on, but I'm gonna print those and get those hung up too. Thursday after school. Oh my goodness, I am exhausted. Today was a good day, but it took a lot to get there. So our read aloud as a class this week is The Good Egg, and it was so funny because this morning they were like, Miss Call, does it have sound effects? And I was like, I'll double check, but I don't think so, and it doesn't, which is so sad. I don't know if any of that author, Joy John, I think? Yeah. Joy John and Pete Oswald. I don't know if any of their books are in novel effect, but I should definitely suggest them. They love them. Oh, they have The Bad Seed. That will be fun. Today they did their little retail craft. It was so funny because this one wanted to draw little cracks in his shell because he cracked from all the pressure. If you've read the book, you know. But I let them color their glasses whatever they want. This one didn't want to color their glasses. That's okay too. And they just glued the story in order. And tomorrow they're gonna work on the response to text component that I always put in there, so it'll look like this tomorrow. So tomorrow we're working on this part and then they'll mat it on a piece of paper. We did that today, and this is probably their 4th or 5th time doing these retelling crafts, and every time they get a little bit faster, and that's just part of it. So today it took us a little bit longer. That is okay. What else did we do? With my first graders, I practiced something that I wanted them to be able to do in centers. So this is from the pack from Miss Giraffe, her short E or her big phonics bundle. This will be something that I eventually put in their center folder, but something like this you really, really, really have to go over before you give it to them. That's better. I was a little bit dark. Okay. Then for kinders, we finished up with letter T. So we did our little song, we practiced some handwriting, and tomorrow we're gonna do a review of all our letters. So that was pretty quick. Centers was not the best today, and I'm trying to see if I'm just seeing patterns, if it's like certain groups and certain centers do well, or if it's like a whole class thing. Today it definitely felt like a whole class situation, so they didn't get a smart cookie, bummer for them. They were successful at cleaning up, and the whole routine of them cleaning up their centers and then bringing their folder to me to check it, they were successful at that, so that is good. I also was working a lot with one of my students who needs a lot of help and helped him have a pretty successful day. It's hard because whenever you have students who just need all the support in the world, you can get so caught up in like the things that they need or the problems that you're having throughout the day. But today, you know, I looked up and this friend was in the library and he was sitting with his book buddy and he was looking at the book and he was talking about the book to his little book buddy, and that was a huge win. And he did that for several minutes, and I made sure to praise him. He loved the praise, and then you can just tell like certain students really want to try and they want to be good. They just can't. So moments like that, I try to make sure that they know that they're successful. I only pulled 2 small groups today, which of course is not, actually 3. I pulled 3 small groups today, which is not the goal, but it's better, and I'm feeling really good about what we're doing in small groups. So with my kinders, we're doing handwriting for letter boot camp, letter sounds, and then the switch it game that I told you about. And then first graders, we're doing the short E phonics skill. I am not going to stay too late today, but I am going to try to get a lot done while I'm here, so I'm probably going to put you on a little time lapse. It is 4:45 somehow. Apparently I've been rearranging my room for an hour and a half. So I remember in classroom setup talking about how I felt like the library was so big. I tried to make it smaller, couldn't, because I just felt like word work over here was just, I just feel like it's cramped. So I tried to create some extra space over here so it wouldn't feel so cramped, so they could spread out more this way. So this is what this area looks like now, more open, which I like. It's so awkward for me to look at this section though, because this corner just feels like heavy, you know, like it just feels like there's a lot there and like looks kind of awkward to me. But I also needed to give my Chromebooks and tablets like a good home, so that's that. It doesn't look cute, but here's an overview of what it looks like. See, the part that kills me is just like, ignore those boxes there. It's just like this section looks like a lot, but I just need to ignore it and get over it. I changed the writing center a little bit. I think I like this. So basically just putting all of their like free choice items on this shelf, and then this is where they'll like pick their actual things to do. That's what this looks like, pretty much the same. But yeah, I just thought this space needed a little bit of a revamp, and it needed like more space, but I didn't have more space, so I turned that table in, and then they could move these tables and spread out if they want. So here's what it looks like from the front. Here's this area now. I've got a lot of open space over here, which I think will help. So yeah. I'm home. I feel like this lighting is so harsh. It's 7:17. Came home, had some leftover fajitas, talked to my sister for like an hour and a half on the phone, and I've just been kind of planning a little bit for next week. I wanted to go all out with the apples thing next week, and I'm realizing I actually don't want to do that. I think I'll make it like a Friday thing. 100% what I'm gonna do. In my last vlog, you can click up here to watch it, I did a full kind of like plan with me video, and I did intend on this week making a separate one. However, that did not happen because I just wanted to get it done while I had time, and that happened to be while I was talking to my sister on the phone. On Thursdays, I would typically work out. Honestly, I feel like my workout schedule this past week has been a hot mess. Still funny because one of the things that you guys said you wanted me to vlog about was like, oh, how do you stay consistent with working out? And for me, it's just something that's like, if you want to get it done, you will get it done. And if you don't want to get it done, it's not going to happen. Can I still work out now? Yeah. And I probably will, to be quite honest with you. It's only like 7 o'clock. I'm going to finish getting my bones done of my plans, and then I will probably work out. Usually from week to week, I will just copy, you can't see, but I'll usually just copy my plans from the last week and then edit them so I don't have to rewrite all the same things that we do every single week. So I am going to plan. Good morning, it's Friday. I actually had to double check because it doesn't feel like a Friday at all. This feels like the most un-Friday-est Friday of all time, but came in and it's 7:30, so don't really have time to talk. And also, looking at my room from where I rearranged it, I'm still not sure I'm loving it. Like, I like the books being at the front, and that's similar to how I had it last year, but like this gap is really throwing me off. I do really like the, you're overexposed. I do really like the space back here in the writing center. But yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see kind of how it goes today and if everything feels like there's enough space, even though they're not really going to be doing centers today. I got fully planned. I say fully planned, I mean like 99% planned for next week. There's a couple of things I wanted to look at with the curriculum, go through, print things that I need to print, and kind of get my brain situated. This morning, Taylor blessed us with her version of Wildest Dreams. I will be listening to that. It's the end of the day on Friday. Oh my goodness. I feel like today was a really great day, and it's funny because our morning started off a little bit rough. Like, my technology wasn't working, and then once it was working, the Wi-Fi wasn't working. It took us an hour to literally just get started with our day, but we had a really good day, and today was Fun Friday too, so could take it nice and easy. For morning meeting, we did a go noodle, the Are You More Like Sand or Dirt go noodle, where they kind of have to move across the classroom, and they thought that was really fun. Of course, they begged me to do another book with novel effect, so we read Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, and then it got all glitchy, and we had to stop and pause. Not the app got glitchy, but like the Wi-Fi got glitchy, so it was going through my speakers using AirPlay. And the way AirPlay works is through Wi-Fi, and so the Wi-Fi was getting a little glitchy, so we had to stop and pause, and I said, oh my gosh, if I'm feeling so frustrated, should I yell and shout, why isn't anything working? They were like, no, and I was like, yeah, what's something that I could do? And one of my kids was like, you could take a deep breath, and I was like, that's a good idea. So we smelled the flowers, blow out the candles, and then I also taught them the breathing where you breathe in and out, in and out, all across your hand as a breathing technique. And then when I tried my Wi-Fi again, it worked. And so just a little social emotional life lesson there. After that, we did finish up our Good Egg Craftivity, and I love these so much because every week it just seems like they get better and better. This is mine, it's blank, but they had to retell a story with the pictures, and then today we focused on responding to text. The first graders wrote what they like to do in their me time, and the kindergartners drew what they like to do in their me time, and I feel like they were really successful with that, and they're getting more independent with that. I'll water your plants, I'll change your tires, I'll paint your house. If you need any help whatsoever, I'm your egg. And Shelly and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and other Frank. For no reason. Because I I was exhausted. I read books, started to heal. My head no longer felt scrambled. How do you do, other Frank? We did a little bit of whole group literacy. So with my kindergartners, we just practiced sorting pictures by sound with all the letters that we've learned so far. And I feel like they're really successful with it. There's only like one of my students who I think I need to give a little bit of extra support with, but they're all doing a really great job. First graders, we worked on CVC words with short E, and then we did some sentence writing. Again, they were very successful with it, so all good things. But yeah, we did free choice, we did library. The kids came in this morning and they were like, Miss Call, you changed it. And I said, okay, do you like it? And they said yes. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I think it helps just with like the movement, because we spend a lot of time in this area over here, and it kind of opened up the space a little bit, so that is good. And then we finished our day with some poke art, and I remember telling you guys about this, I think in my last vlog, and someone suggested buying jumbo push pins. Actually, I think I'll put those in my Amazon wish list. If you would like to get us some jumbo push pins, that would be really awesome. I just used toothpicks today. A couple of the toothpicks broke. Wasn't a big deal, I just gave them a different toothpick, but here's mine. And it was so calming because at the end of the day, I just played some instrumental classroom music. Can you see? Basically, I paper clipped a paper on, and then they poke it. If I hold it up to the light, you can see all the holes, but it's the pencil picture. It was so peaceful. At the end of the day, we were all just on the carpet poking instrumental music. It was great. So yeah, I'm glad that our week ended like this, and I'm really looking forward to after school because I get to go and do adult things after school, which I'm very excited for. And the other good news is I am totally planned for next week, and I've got everything printed that I need. I just don't have it prepped. So my aide is gonna help me with that. And I think next week is going to be an even better week in terms of everything kind of flowing together. I just feel like it's just getting a little bit better every day, and they're definitely into the routine of things. What are we, week 5 of school now? Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it. And I can't even remember how the week started, but I know it's been a long week. So I want to remind you guys, if you have any questions about things that I'm doing in the vlog, or if you want me to go into detail on things, leave me a comment down in the description box, or just let me know like what you enjoy seeing in these vlogs. I am going to close the vlog out here, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and join our family, like this video so more teachers can see it. Check out my other vlogs using this link up at the top, and I will see you in the next one.